And welcome, one and all. Here we are, Russ and myself, back here after a 2 week sabbatical. At and my back is still killing me. I was talking to. Let me put my welcome, folks. Um, yeah, I was putting my. I was talking to Russ a little earlier. I'll wait for the people to populate. There's a few that just joined, and it was brutal. I had eight. I had out of the 10 days that I spent up there this time around. I spent eight cutting the last of the bamboo, folks. The last of the bamboo has been cut. For those of you that have seen my snippets on YouTube and Facebook, YouTube hasn't been doing very well out there. It's I don't know what it is, but the lives don't do well. So I will I'll take the videos eventually and compile them and edit them. But you can see the entire beach. It's fantastic. Well, the entire half that is available to me, 150 feet of lakefront is substantial, and it's all gone. It's all finally gone. I'm so happy because well, I still have two or three piles that I got to
Don't
pick up.
don't lie to them, for you know you were having a great time cutting that. We
I
could
was,
tell
I
on
was,
screen.
I was indeed having a great time because it feels, because you've got that feeling of accomplishment.
Oh yeah.
Let me make sure I've got the right mic and camera. I mean the mic on because yep, just checking, making sure I'm through this and not there. The quality is okay.
Your screen is a little bit blurry right now.
Is it? Well, let's see. Let me see what I can do about that. I'm going to try to do something. Hang on. Let me not fiddle with it too much, but it might get better soon.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'll tell you, folks, it's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. Yeah, I'm at high quality here. Okay, and um, well, I'm pretty much raring to go. For those of you that haven't heard my update up there, the bank after 6 months of messing around with me. By the way, that is Regions Bank, a bank that I will never ever use or recommend, and will probably in the next a bunch of sessions, and if I become if I have millions and millions of subscribers, mind you, they will get their fair share of bad publicity. Um, because frankly, I want to prevent this from happening to anybody else. 6 months of two guys, well, one guy particularly, the other guy, he was his boss, but he had no control. Bottom line is something that they could have told me in the beginning. No, I'm sorry, we can't finance an owner builder thing. They basically took all my information. They took some money from me for a for an appraisal, which I plan to obtain the entire appraisal. It's long story short, they said no after 6 months. I'm I'm financing the project myself, the house myself. This is just it's ridiculous because it's gotten to the point now that we're close enough that I could finance enough of the build that by the time I move, I'll sell the house and finance the rest of the build.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Mako.
Hey, Mako, how's it going? And then so anyway, um, let's see. We've got a few little projects well, anyway, to finish that story, it was brutal, and I had trouble sleeping because I didn't realize it because I'd been 8 days straight just a lot of bending down and picking up and a lot of twisting and throwing the stuff and I didn't really think anything of it, but the muscles it took its toll on the muscles and and I got back and relaxed for a couple days. It was unbearable. Couldn't sleep, and
Hmm.
took 4 Advils for the first time in my life, and I found out something interesting about Advil. And I am not a doctor, so do not take my advice too hard. But I read on the internet.
It must be
I read
right.
it must be right because I read it on the internet. The recommended maximum dosage. They say 2 Advils for a reason. Well, 2 Advils is 400 milligrams. The maximum dosage for anyone is by weight is 10 milligrams per kilogram of weight per dose.
Mm.
So if I weigh if I weigh 40 pounds, or rather 40 kilograms, which is I don't know, about 85 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever. 100 pounds. If let's say I weigh 100 pounds, 100 or so. If I weigh 40 kilograms divided by 10, that's 4 times 10. That's 400 milligrams. And there's your 2 pills.
Hmm.
Each pill is 200 milligrams. So if you do the math, as I did, weighing as I do, 117 kilograms comes out to 1170 grams is my maximum, which means 5.6 something pills, or 5.8 pills. So the maximum number of Advil, 200 milligram Advil, that I could take is 5.5 pills, which equates to 1100 milligrams. Obviously, uh, uh, I wouldn't do anything like that. But anyway, I took 4, which 4 is no big deal because there are prescriptions for 4. And I've had friends of mine. I think Patrick once told me he just grabs a handful of them, just chucks them.
Mm.
I don't know how much he weighs, but let's say somebody weighs 400 pounds. Then you're looking at 2,000. That's 10 pills.
Well,
That's
you've
10.
seen the size of Patrick's head, right? That boy weighs some.
Well, his head weighs some. Anyway, anyway. So getting back to this. So I felt better after a while. I still feel sore now and stuff. I mean, it's going away slowly, but yeah, I helped my dad a bit this weekend, and that didn't help any because I was still recovering from last weekend or last week, and picking up a window unit and doing a bunch of stuff, and the way that I in the heat didn't help my trapezius back here any. But everything's fine, everything's wonderful, and I got to be honest with you, Russ. I was telling you, I got to be honest. More than anything else, I know I'm going to be building a house over the next year or two.
Oh boy.
And for those of you who don't know, I don't think anybody knows. I've decided I've switched from stick frame to concrete.
Oh.
So there's the latest decision for the house. I mean, I've built, and I'm very used to it. I'm used to both. I've done both, but mostly in my life I've built CMU, concrete masonry unit, concrete block houses, and very very familiar with the whole process and stuff. I shied away from it because well, I gotta hire masons. I'm not hiring masons. It cost me in labor another probably $15,000 in labor easily. I mean, we're talking 385 lineal feet of concrete block
Mm.
for all the. There's a couple supporting walls and the exterior walls.
Hey
So
man,
total.
do they make a jig for that?
I was looking. Believe me, that's what I was looking at last night. I couldn't sleep, and all night I was looking for jigs. Strangely enough, they do make one for bricks. It's called Bricky, which is pretty cool. You put it on the bricks, and then you just slather and scrape off the concrete, and then you slide it over, and you slide it over. And for solid,
You can adapt that for a concrete block, pretty easy.
For a solid, yeah. Well, here's the thing: people have made them for concrete. The problem is the holes.
Mm-hmm.
See, if I had a concrete block house, which I don't want to do a concrete block house of solid concrete blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do one with standard, the holes with the fill cell and the
Right.
because I mean the whole point of it is to make it structurally stronger.
Right.
I don't want to, you know, I mean I don't even know how would it go to. I mean, how would I when they make those concrete? I don't even think that's code down here. I don't even think that's allowed to make just a brick 8 by 8 by 8 concrete bricks, but blocks, but solid.
Mm-hmm.
And they have aircrete and stuff like that. But I don't think any of that is code if there's no reinforcement in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see how it would work. But anyway, so yeah, I priced it all out, and I got to tell you, with today's lumber prices,
Ha ha.
um, you know, lumber's eventually going to go down because most, at least down here, most everybody's doing concrete block, and for a while, people are going to be switching because now it costs me. Uh, Before it would have cost 1.5 times the cost of a wood frame house. Now prices are 3.5 times what they normally are.
Jeez.
$88 for a CDX plywood.
Mm-hmm.
$88
Mm-hmm.
for a $30 CDX plywood. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the 2x4s, 11.50 for a 2x4. Come on, come on.
People are
What are
buying
you?
it. People are
What are you
still building.
smoking? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Well,
Hey, projects.
contractors are passing it on to the consumer anyway, and people are
Yeah,
still buying them.
exactly, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, they're passing it on to the stupid consumer.
Yeah.
If and I don't lump us woodworkers in that
Mm-hmm.
category because if we buy it, we'll pass it on to the stupid consumer. So So anything we make, it's just gonna it's the problem is for woodworkers in general. Now here's the thing: most of the time we use many of us use hardwoods,
Mm-hmm.
but also a number of others use construction grade lumber because it's cheap. Well, it's no longer cheap. So the problem is, it's not that we can't pass on the cost to the consumer; is that the consumer won't pay um they'll pay $20. It'll cost us $5 for the lumber to make a dog bowl,
Yeah.
a dog bowl stand up thing. $1.50 for each bowl. That's $3, and then another $5 in wood and our labor, and we made something that we can charge $20 to $30 for, or
Mm-hmm.
50 if we can find the if we can do a little bit of CNC work on it and make it look
Mm-hmm.
fancy, or stain it or paint it or whatever. But we're going to have to, now we're talking at, I mean, we're probably using a quarter sheet, which runs into, we're looking at $25 in wood.
Yeah.
So your cost is now $30 on that dog bowl instead of $8.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah,
Um,
Mako went to buy some pine boards, cost me 3 times more. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's
yep.
exactly right. It's absolutely crazy, crazy. And with and you know, who are you going to blame? You know, um, Society. I mean, who are you going to blame? This is the problem with this is the problem I've always said about uh, you know social media being a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Social media is a great thing to spread information, knowledge, to spread new ideas. That's great. But when it comes to spreading news or gossip,
Oh yeah.
both, it is the worst concept because look, if bottom line is if social media didn't exist, this problem of also a lot of bad things would exist instead of all the good that we've had from it. But at the same time, this wood problem would not exist because the lumber mills wouldn't have any clue as far as, hey, yeah, COVID is COVID, but there are many lumber mills out there. And because of the chatter and because of the consensus that everybody believed that construction would stop, no one ever no one could have predicted that a bunch of I could have predicted it. A lot of our maker friends could have predicted it. You stay stuck at home for God knows how long, you're going to build something, you're going to finish a to-do list, you're going to ask for more wood, you're going to purchase more wood. But no, the lumber mills closed down, partially because their people were suffering. There's no reason they had to shut down. They're outdoors, most of them. There's no, with proper, there's no danger of spreading COVID. It's not like you're inside of a city or anything. These are huge rural areas and mills that COVID would not affect them as they would a large population.
Right.
But, because they thought that that the industry would go down. But, it is what it is, folks. Let's see what we do tonight. What do you guys got any ideas for projects? Got anything, Russ?
Not off the top of my head.
All right,
I'm kind of like everybody else.
Let me scroll through my thing. All right, so here's a little project which I came across. It's a simple project, folks, like many of our projects are. It's an extremely simple build, and it's something you can do. You don't even need a CNC to do it, but I'm gonna show you how we do it with a CNC, and I'll show you a couple of little innovative ways. I'll show you a few tricks with the CNC. Hey,
Hello,
Dave,
Dave.
how's it going?
How you doing, Dave?
So here's the project. Let me share the screen here, and this is it basically. It's this little simple thing. Now, I don't know how many of you use glue guns or how many of you use them often, but one thing that's always bothered me about glue guns, annoyed me, not bothered, very much annoyed, is my particular glue guns. Let me see here, get my pointer out, where where it rests. Half the time there's this little metal piece that sticks down. Well, you place your glue gun down, that metal piece folds up and this thing falls. Number one. Number two, a plastic piece, once or twice, what I've tried to do actually, get this, I put a bunch of hot glue on a piece of paper and I've rubbed it into trying to lock this little bottom stand, built-in stand in the gun, so it would stand up straight. It annoys me to no end that I have no place. So when I saw this, I go, you know what? That is a fantastic idea. Your glue will eventually drip out. Yeah, that's fine, but you got a little compartment for it. You've got a place to hold your glue sticks. Yeah. And it's a simple and
my wife could use that because she uses a glue stick all the time.
That's the thing. I use a glue stick all the time for the hobby boxes. There's certain things that I organize with it, and I put the tags on and stuff like that, and that's something that I could really use. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we can achieve with today. If I can find where in the world I put... that's weird. It's off my parallels is off my screen, so we'll fix that real quick. Wow. There it is. Let me leave that in the dock. Options, keep in dock.
Wouldn't be so hard if you just had that regular PC. You know what I mean?
I know, but we got to do what we got to do. What we got to do.
Mac people are just weird.
Yeah, Mac people are weird. All right, let's see
Mako
here.
says a neat project.
Yep, it is. It is at that. All right, so what I'll do here is share entire screen and zip. Boop. Hang on. Resuming my Windows session on my Mac M1. Here we go. And we'll go to VCarve Pro as we do quite often. And I'll take a drink.
Yeah.
Or two. All right, so create a new file. You see the
Yep.
okay, everything's good then. All right, so let me look real quick at this thing so I can have it go back and forth and see what we're gonna do. We'll make it 4 inches by 12. That sounds good. So let's see. It's going to be 0.75 thickness, folks. And let's start with our first block, which is X0, Y0. The width is going to be 4 inches, and the height is going to be 12. Bam. Well, that's pretty simple.
Hello, Hitch.
Hey, Hitch, how's it going? So this is what we're making today. Let me let's see what we got here. All right, so we'll put a nice. Now here's what I'm gonna do. How thick should I make this? 3 inches wide by. I'm gonna make it a little wider than this. I'm gonna make it 2 inches. So 3 by 2. Let's do that. Let's do a box that's 3 by 2. So. And how tall am I going to make this? That looks to be about 5 inches on the big side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or 6, 6 and 5. Well, 6 and 4. We'll do that, and that way, that's if it's 2 inches, that's an even 45 degrees. All right, so we'll have our first block, which will be regular square. It's going to be 3 inches wide by 5 inches high. We'll put that here. We're going to do one that's 3 inches by. No, what did I put? 3 by 8? My mind is not going. 3 by 6, folks. 3 by 6. Here we go. Apply. There we go. 3 by 6. And another one we're going to do 3 by 5 right there. Now we're going to do a couple of them 2 by 6. And since some, yeah, I'm going to, I'll make them both like, actually, let me undo that. I'll duplicate this one. And then what I'll do is I'm going to create another one exactly in the same place, 2 by 5. Actually, yeah, 6. There we go. All right. And I'll show you what I'm doing, where my mind's at. No, it was by 4. Sorry, folks. This one should be by 4.
You got to get the 45-degree angle.
Got to get my 45-degree angle. All right. So here's what we got. Now what I'm going to do is create a nice little boonk, a nice little line there. Hit the space bar to get rid of it. And then, of course, now that I have that information, I'll delete this. I will cut these, and there is my side. Okay, so you guys following along. Here's the, oh, by the way, yeah, this side should be 4 inches also. So let's modify that to 4. Okay, so we have the 4-inch in the front, we have the 5-inch in the back, and we have those pieces. I'm not going to make a bottom for it because all these pieces are going to be in here. And let me show you what I'm going to do here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little groove in here for this box. So the outer groove, and watch how I do it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make I'm going to start at this anchor point up here. So I'm just going to leave it along the top line. It's going to be 3 inches wide and it's going to be 2 inches high. Apply, boonk. There's the size of the square. Now, clearly that is not aligned yet. So I'm going to say align this, hold the shift key to that, and align this way. Boom, there. Now it's aligned. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say copy, paste. I pasted one. I'm going to make it. Where are we? Here we are with the box. Not that box. This box. Now I'm going to take off. Right now it's 3 by 2. I'm going to take off. Oh boy, I better make it 3 by 3. Because if it's 3/4 of an inch all the way around, look what happens. 1.5 by 0.5, and on the center apply. Hey, what happened?
Hi, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce, how's it going? 1.5 by 0.5. Apply. There you go. This is what happens. That is a very, very small box. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go, let me undo that. So I'm going to make these boxes, or rather one of these boxes. Let's make this by 3. Oh, undo that. Sorry, folks. I have to enlarge it this way. So we just enlarged that box. We'll cut this one. You know what? I'm going to make these pieces out of 1/2 inch. So we'll do it that way because I need the space. I really do. So we'll take another one of these, copy, paste. And now that we have 2 exactly in the same spot, I am going to reduce the size of this one by 1/2 inch on each side, or 1 inch by 1 inch. So the 3 by 3 becomes, choose the middle, 2 by 2. And apply. Okay, so this is the these things here. Sorry. All right, now you'll notice I have the pieces. Well, I need another one of these pieces. Let me just go ahead and go ahead and choose another one of these pieces. Copy, paste. Slide it over, and let me do the old mirror. Flip horizontal, close. All right, so we have our 2 pieces, and now here's one thing I wanted to do is I am going to, now clearly I'm going to cut them all out. All right, so let's, this mouse drives me crazy sometimes, folks. All right, so I'm going to cut them all out. First of all, let me bring them all down to this to this, and align with the bottom. Bam, there. Bring them all down to the bottom, and let me take all these pieces and that's fine. Okay, so this is I'm gonna move these things just because I want them at a specific place. Let's see, 6. Yeah, 6 is good for that. This one's going to be at, let's try 8. No, let's try 9. Let's try 10. 10 is good. Let's see, 11, 12. Let's try 13 for this one. All right. And let's try, oh, Shoot, these have to be through. I'll worry about that later. Well, what am I doing? 13, 14, 15, 15, 16. Okay. I want to get them at a place where I can work with these things. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create some lines. Because of the following. See, I'm going to create a line here. Spacebar. I'm going to create a line here. I'm going to create a line here. I'm going to create a line here. Let's see. There'll be also a line here. What the heck is he doing? Well, you'll see. And a line here. Now, what I'm going to do with these lines is the following. Let me just go ahead and give you a preview of what I'm doing with the lines. So I'm going to select these lines, all of these lines, just the lines. I'm selecting the lines. I'm creating a toolpath. And I'm basically doing a profile on the vector. It's going to be a cut depth of, right now this is set for 3/4 of an inch. So we'll just, so you guys get an idea. You can adjust the sizes later. And it's going to be with a 90-degree V-bit. Select. All right, so go back here and calculate. Boom. All right, so if I reset preview all toolpaths, I've got a bunch of really goofy looking lines. All right. So there's one part of it. But remember, we take these 4 pieces, for those of you who know what I'm getting at, and take this one as well, and this one. No, not this one. Forget this one. Okay, so we take these 4 pieces and we do another profile toolpath outside. It's 0.75 with a 1/4 inch end mill. Okay, select and calculate. Boom. All right, so we select those pieces. Okay, it's going to seem a little strange to you until I run it. And then guess what I just did? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let me get rid of this. Okay, now, for those of you, let me see if who don't see it.
I got chamfered sides.
I got chamfered sides. So I got a chamfered size. This one will fit onto here. This, these 2 will fit up on these things, and this one. Now, what happens? I'm going to need a chamfered edge. Let's see here. If this piece goes on the back side of here, then I'm going to easily chamfer this edge down. So go back to the 2D view, and I should have made them a little bit further apart. Let me move that.
I don't remember the address, that email address you wanted pictures sent to you for projects.
Javi Unboxed at gmail.com.
Okay, I'll put that in the chat now.
Sweet. All right, so let's see, 5.5. Okay, so now let's go back and we'll do another line here. And we'll do a line from here to here. And we'll do a line, I believe, if we do one here, let me see how, yeah. It's got to be done on the opposite side. So I know what we'll do. No, actually, I think we could do it this way. Hang on. Let me do it from here to here and see what happens. Close. again, let me move these over a little bit. Okay. Now, let's go to the first profile. It's got those lines. I'm going to add this line and this line. And calculate. Except that line is not long enough. So let me stretch that line out. There we go. Recalculate, of course. And then profiles, make sure all of these are correct. They are. I got to recalculate because I moved them. Reset preview, preview all toolpaths. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now, yeah, this is what I thought would be the problem. Okay, so, folks, what we're going to have to do with this one, unfortunately, with the little one. Yeah, let me zoom in so you guys can see. I'm going to take off the chamfer on the little one because here's. Come on, what is wrong with you, you stupid? Hang on a second. Okay. Hey. Oh. Yeah. Give me a sec. Apparently, I double-clicked it away by accident. Okay. So this one will be fine because it'll go up to here, and actually it should be a little taller. But if you want to see, you've got this wonderful edge here, which is great, and you've got this one. This bevel has to come from the other side. So the best thing to do is I'll get rid of this bevel, and you could just simply. This bevel is fine if I make it taller, but actually no, this bevel is perfect for these two. This bevel has to come from the other side, coming up this way, because this cap, you'll notice if I close it in here, the bevel it goes like this instead of like this. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna get rid of that bevel here, the small one, and you either cut it with a circular saw or you know, because it's a lot easier than trying to flip the piece around and getting the bevel correct. But anyway, so that's, a second, there we go. Again with this, this goes this way, this goes this way, and let me so we've got the 4 pieces there for our wonderful little thing. And granted, a lot of this stuff, I mean, you could slap it together with a table saw a lot faster than you can with the CNC. The whole point of this is just, you know, we're stretching our CNC design muscles. So we have our 2 pieces here. Again, you're going to have to cut this. After you place it on here, you're going to have to trim this piece. Actually, this piece has to go up to here. But anyway, we'll worry about that after. It's 3/4 of an inch taller. Let me worry about that now. Let me just stretch these.
Come on now, let's get it right, because I might have to use that one.
All right. Well, we'll definitely get it right then. Okay, so what I want to do is select the size equals. So I'll do this plus 0.75. Hit the equals button. There it is. Apply. Undo that. Let me not link XY. Plus 0.75 equals. Apply. Boom. Now this one here, same thing with this one. We're going to take this piece. Actually, the whole thing. Yeah. And then we're going to do an old plus 0.75 equals apply. Okay, we just made those 2 taller. So if we say reset preview all toolpaths, we'll go back to our toolpaths, and I have just no, it didn't make it taller. Hang on a second. Did I calculate it? Oh, yeah. Well, it helps if I calculate it, right, folks? See, that's there are numerous things you have to do to get this right. Number one is when you do now you got to take the profiles and recalculate them. Then then there's something else I have to do. Let me just, because I just noticed I just lowered these down past the point. So let me just bring these two up to 0, and the rest is fine. So profile, calculate. I should have just hit calculate all, but well, I'm here. I'm here now. Reset preview, preview all toolpaths, and here we are. All right. So now, folks, if we look at this and zoom in so you guys can see. All right. Oh boy. That's what happened. Sorry. There's always something, right?
Yeah, it's live.
This one didn't move. It's live. All right. So once more into the breach. And here we go. Now we got it right. All right. So what I basically did now was, slide the mouse way too much. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Oh, that's good enough. All right, so it's a little skewed. So these pieces, this height is the same as this height. So you will have to trim this piece, So basically, if you fold this over here and put a little glue joint in the corner, and the reason I did that is just so I could put the exact sizes, the exact widths, 3 inches, 2 inches, whatever it is, and build a box that way. Same thing with this one. This one now, this inner part is the same height as this top part. So, sorry, as this part here. So when you place it on, it's going to go all the way up. Well, either way, the point is that part of it's done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this part. We're going to do the old pocket tool path. We're going to pocket it 0.25 with whatever. We'll select a 16th inch end mill if we got one, whatever. Yeah, sure. Why not? And then calculate. And preview visible. All right. So we've just trimmed that. There we go. We just created the box for these things. And I know these two are supposed to be 3 inches. I'll fix them now. I'll fix them eventually. But basically, they're supposed to be 3 inches wide instead of instead of the 2 that they are there, because I started with the 2. But let's go back to the preview. So if we look at our original box, all we need now is a simple. The last piece that we need is a piece. I don't know. Give it 1.5 inches, and then we'll just do this little box here. This little doohickey. So what do? I'll duplicate this. Hang on. Copy. Paste. Bring that over to the right. We'll duplicate this piece. How high is this thing? This is 12. Let me reset the height, because I'm sick and tired of 14. Let's make it just 14 inches high, just for the sake of there we go. And that's all we need. Well, we could do numerous things here. We could do a little square. Remember, get the right width. I mean, 1.8 inches is a good width for that, whatever. And then we can do an oval from here to the halfway point, and then, or better yet, we'll do it from the halfway point and to there. Make it a little deeper. That's good. And it's a simple matter now of just taking the scissors and just slicing through that. Oops. Nope. Why is that not cutting? Let me do that so it overlaps. Now I could just slice it. There it is. So we've got our little piece. The only thing we need now is, of course, right around here, 2 inches below that. So if this is 3 inches and we want 2 inches, then we'll be at 5. So this is 12 minus 5. That's 7 for 3 1/4 down. Okay. Sorry, my mind is I'm talking to myself here. I start at this point and I go at X0, Y7. Width is going to be the full 4 inches, and the height is going to be 3/4 of an inch. And create. Boom. There it is. There's that line. And all we got to do now is go back to the pocket, add this one on, calculate, and we're almost done. Because here's what happens. Well, actually, we are kind of done. Now, let me first put this profile last. Remember, order batters. We're going to select all of them. We're going to go preview toolpaths, reset, and preview all toolpaths. We've basically created our entire piece. Oh, no, I forgot to. I knew there was something, right? I forgot to add the other one. Give me a second. Come on. You can do it. There you are. To the profile, I got to add this one. And I'm holding the shift key when I do this, folks, for those of you who are. And by the way, if you have any questions as far as, by all means, hey, what did you do there? How did you do that? By all means, stop me and I'll walk through. I'm just flying through these things because most of you have been here a while, and many of you know this. If there's some beginners out there who are a little stuck on the little tricks that I'm doing, as I'm zooming through these things, I'm basically showing the design. But if you want me to show you specifically how I got to whatever point, then by all means, let me know. All right, so I will delete these, and there are the pieces. These pieces again, I'll fix that now. In fact, I'll fix that now. This is the let me fix those. Let me make them what they're supposed to be. So this is actually supposed to be. We'll make it 3 inches wide. So let's go over here to the width. Select object's size. I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to make it 3 inches wide. Boom. It's no longer 7, but it doesn't matter because the height is fine. Because the height is the same height as this, and this height is the same height as this, so it's fine. And then this one is going to be 3 inches wide as well. This way, move this over a little bit. And I'll do the old recalculate all toolpaths, the little calculator here. And we'll do our little WYSIWYG. And I don't care about the garbage. We've just created our, give it a second. There we go. We've just created our piece. These are the 4 pieces that go in here. This is the piece that goes right here. You could have some sort of metal piece or something to stick there, and then that is this piece right here. I don't believe I forgot anything. Did I, Russ? You're muted, by the way.
That's good. I was talking to you.
Oh,
I had a couple of profound sentences there, but they're gone now.
oh, okay. Well, what were they? Now I'm interested.
I've lost them.
Yeah.
Mako said he sent you a couple of pics for.
Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, I'll probably do a show and tell. I don't know. Maybe on my next trip because again, until I start building and until I actually okay. So here's the thing. I am looking forward to my. It's a rural area, and there's no internet service out there. I can't say no. CenturyLink offers internet service. Intermittent 1.5, which I
Basically
can't.
none.
Basically none. Oh, and if it rains, it's out. And they charge me $60 a month for it. So
Yeah.
forget that. I mean, I'm better off using my cell phone. But the problem is that with the cell phone, it's it's basically almost non-existent. So I'm hoping. I've already put in my money some time ago for the deposit for Elon Musk's Starlink,
Yeah.
and I'm really looking forward to them spreading down to because right now they're in the upper United States, and Canada, but I was hoping that they reach Central Florida soon because I'm really looking forward to it. I'm ready. The money's in the bank, waiting to give it to them, because I'm really looking forward to going out there and having a capability of helping you guys, teaching guys, broadcasting from up there. But anyway, so as it stands, I'm waiting, and until then, I I will try my best to do something out there, but it's like I said, it's unless I sit myself in a parking lot and use my phone, there's not really much I can do there, and then it'd be a little suspicious. Excuse me, sir, what are you doing here from in the middle of the night, in the middle of a parking lot? I'm working on something. Well, anyway, so so until I'm all set up up there, I'm it's going to be an intermittent process, hit or miss. I'm up there once a month, so you guys will be skipping once or twice, 1 or 2 weekends a month. Uh, and so I'm hoping maybe I might be able to get a uh, I'm going to see if I broadcast, send out information for to send your pictures. I'll do that next month. I'll ask for a bunch of pictures for. Uh, let's see, when am I up there again? It'll be 3 weeks. So in about 3 weeks, maybe I'll do a show and tell, and have everybody send a bunch of photos, and pull up some old ones if anything. I can fill up the time. But I hope you enjoyed the project today. Pretty simple, but I got to be honest with you. For me, it's a very very practical project.
It's about making life easier, really.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that
I mean,
is.
and that's all we're doing. That's all we're doing out here is just it's coming up with projects to make life easier. Now, once I have the shop, it's going to be a whole different world for me. You may not see me because I'll be so into the shop, or you may see me more because I'll be so into. Because right now, I haven't turned on the machine in. I've been so focused on that. Let me ask you guys something, and I'm sorry for not finishing a single sentence. Let me ask you guys something. Is it just me? And I know this. I know the answer to this. Is it just me, or do you guys? Are you guys? Can you only focus on one thing at a time, and to the exclusion of most everything else? And what I and I got to be honest with you, the house build is foremost on the list. I mean, I've all my YouTube videos that I watch are just to refresh my memory of building, because I've been in the building trades for good 40 years. So yeah, I remember it all, but I haven't actually been physically building for 20 or 30 of those years. So it's been I I
Hmm.
I got off the contractor wagon to paint. Well, I'm still a contractor, but a painting contractor. I got off the GC wagon to paint, because it was a lot more practical and the money was instant. And so it's been a while. I'm up to all the codes, but yeah, I've been concentrating on that lately. And between that and eventually Javi Unboxed, I mean, part of it, I am going to be, as you've seen in the past. Right now, it's all CNC related, but it's going to be a lot more building related pretty soon. I hope you guys enjoy that. It's all going to be. I am going to do a few sessions like I have before. I've done a few planning, designs. Like oh, I took it to the other room. The floor plans and stuff. Oh, so let me give you guys some information. I don't know if I did. I tell you this? No, I don't think I did. I mention live about the concrete block.
Yeah, you said something about it.
I said it at the beginning of the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've switched from. Yeah, that's right. We were talking about the cost of wood. So thanks to a wonderful uh, prices. I see. I always wanted to build with concrete block. The only reason I wasn't is because I wanted to build a. Basically, we're looking at a 7,000 square foot home total, including the garage. For I could have gotten it under 200,000, which is, I mean, we're talking. What does that come to? Let me see here. That's $28 a square foot. It's unheard of. It's unheard
Yeah.
of. But every time I wanted to add normal stuff, whether it's a driveway or a pool or something, or walls, then it comes out to considerably higher. So yeah, I mean, $28 if you're building a pole barn, that's reasonable on dirt. But you add the cost of concrete, and concrete, used to be $75 a cubic yard. Now we're looking at prices 110 to 150. Some places it's 90, some places it's 150. I mean, um, so that increases the cost. Steel is nowhere near. I basically the house the most of the materials cost double what I expected them to cost, which puts it now at approximately $50 a square foot. Now, this is doing all the work myself. There are certain things that there's certain things that I won't do, and I've mentioned this before. I will not, or I can if I do it in sections, but I'm not going to pour a concrete slab by myself. That's just ridiculous. Um, so that's the one thing I'm having subcontract: the plumbing, the groundwork, the stamping, the tamping, the compression, the soil test, just about everything else on the from the soil on up, batterboard. That's all a piece of cake. Setting up for the concrete, all I got to do is get a crew there to lay out the concrete, and I'm done. And actually both slabs, because each slab is about 3,500 square feet. There's one for the garage, one for the house, and the building. Yeah, I'll need a couple friends to help me, my cousin and my brother, or Andrew Haig, whoever. But when I do the big heavy duty steel, obviously with with a with a crane. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a equipment lift out there for that time. I'll have a man lift for a month, so I can knock out all the purlins and the girts myself. I could do the insulation. I could do. I mean, you know, I'll have help, but
Well,
the
Hitch is saying that contractors won't give you a contract amount anymore. It's all cost plus.
well, yeah, yeah. It depends on the contractor, but yes, if it's a custom home, it's cost plus.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a custom home, forget it. Yeah, it's cost plus. And here's the thing, I'm doing all the numbers, and I'm running all the current numbers, and I mean I'm OCD when it comes to I've got it down to it's not just like you know, many contractors who go, okay, the wall is it's materials will cost me $5.50 a square foot for a concrete wall. No, 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 no. I want to know exactly how many concrete blocks. I include waste. I include concrete blocks. I include how many bags of mortar. I include how many, and I'm using spec mortar because that's much easier than because I could easily go cheaper. There's certain things that I will take a luxury in. For instance, I could easily go cheaper buying Portland cement and dropping a pile of sand out there. But then now I've got to calculate all of that. So I'd rather just have spec concrete where it's all pre-mixed, you know, 80-pound bags and done.
Yeah.
Um, that's for the mortar. Now we got the concrete. Obviously, uh, it's always cheaper at those amounts to have a truck come in. Boom, you're
Mm-hmm.
done. As opposed to mixing bags yourself. Yeah, you could do it, and if you don't mind it costing you double the amount, but the nice part about it is you could take your time and do you know a few bags a day, whatever. So yeah, there are advantages and disadvantages. No thanks. I'll just you know
I'm not into
off.
doing 80-pound bags of anything.
No, no. And the thing is, well, when it comes to the, when it comes to the, so I've even included the, oh my God, I forgot what they were called. My mind just drew a blank. The little rails you put in between the every two courses of block. The block,
Mm. You got me.
that's by code. Every two courses of block, you got to
Mm-hmm.
lay like it looks like a little fence. My
Yeah.
mind just completely blanked out on it. But anyway, I'll get to it. But you know, I included that, and that's hang on, masonry. What's the damn thing called now? Um, this is bugging me.
What is that? Is that for
The joint
for?
reinforcement.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
was gonna say strength. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
just it's a joint reinforcement, but they're called something. Hang on a second. What's steel joint reinforcement materials types of joint reinforcement ladder type joint reinforcement. You know, truss, you know, and you know you got truss ties and anchors and stuff, but the ladder type reinforcement is what I'm talking about. Uh, ladder type or truss type, either way. The you
Mm-hmm.
know because the truss type it goes zigzag. Ladder type goes straight. You know it's like a wire mesh, like Greg said, but
Mm-hmm.
like Hitch said, but it's actually called joint reinforcement. and and I know I called it something else, but it was years ago and it was probably in Spanish. So yeah, exactly. Better hurry up and build before I
Boy, you
forget.
forget.
But yeah, it's you know, and then of course there's the wire mesh and stuff like that under the concrete. But for the walls themselves, so I included the bags of stucco. I included the number of blocks. I included the, you know, and a certain amount of waste. And I even went as far as including. I mean, I've got it down to the penny. Detailed saw blades, diamond saw blades to cut the concrete. No, no, no. I
Amen.
mean, a lot of time on my hands. So I'll go through all of this, see all the materials needed, this, and some pluses. For instance, when I go to tie the rebar. I've tied rebar before with my cousin Miguel, and I used to tie rebar for a living for 2 years. And I can tell you, I was fast at one point. It's a lot of bending down though, and I hate that. I was fast, and I was fastest. I started out with the hook that you twist with your hand, with the ties,
I've seen that.
with the
Yeah.
rebar ties. Then I used the spring loaded one that you pull and it twists. You've seen that one, like the
Haven't
old
seen
fashioned
that one.
screwdriver, like the old fashioned Yankee screwdrivers. I don't know what they
Yeah.
were called. Yeah, but this one you pull it and it twists, and that's it. And I found it to be fastest, and I guess the contractors found it cheapest, but I found it to be fastest. I had my lineman's pliers in my hand and my wire spool of wire. I would take in one shot, my left hand. Here I have my left hand. Here I have my right. I would take and make a hook, hook it underneath. I mean, I would, I'd do a couple twists with my hands. I'd do a couple twists with the lineman's pliers, clip, move on to the next one, and it was fast. Yeah, it's like lattice, Greg, but yeah, but the name is it's called joint reinforcement. But yeah, brick lattice is probably what I was thinking of. That's probably a good word for it. It seems to ring a bell, but I got to tell you, okay. But I got to tell you, I one of the things that I'm going to treat myself with is I'm going to get one of those Ryobi, or 'cause Ryobi or DeWalt. They both have them. All the manufacturers have 'em. It looks like a little claw, Put it there and it goes. It spins a circle and ties it, and it's a little battery operated wire tie. Like all you got to do is go. Have you ever seen
Wow.
them?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. It looks like the claw it looks like the beak of a vulture or something, kind of, and what happens is it'll shoot kind of like this. It'll shoot the wire into here, and it'll go 2 or 3 times, and then inside it'll twist it, and it'll yank and twist, and then twist the wire and cut it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, in a matter of it, it's like, and all you got to
That
do is
saves
press
the
the
wrist,
trigger.
doesn't it?
Just whatever you do, don't put it on your finger. That's gonna hurt.
Chinese finger
So
cuffs.
one thing I would like to try, one thing I would like to see is if this works, or if it's code, if they allow me to do this with the PEX tubing, because I wonder if there's an adjustment on those so it doesn't pull that hard, because I can easily, oh my God, if I had, not only for the rebar, but I could use this tool when I lay out the PEX tubing every 6 inches for the not for the
Okay,
plumbing,
well.
for the radiant heating.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's going to be a big plus. Well, anyway, so yeah, I've got all of these and there's another one, radiant heating. I mean, that one added an extra $2,000 or $3,000 to the bill.
Oh yeah.
And these little things, these little pluses, and a lot of different electrical boxes that I wanted for to automate the home. So these are the things that you can live without, but you know what? If I'm going to build it, do it now, and it's worth an extra 20-30,000. So my 200 later became 230, and then the higher prices drove it to 250 or 270, and basically the price right now, as it stands, for my 7,000 square foot custom home is $312,000, which is a steal considering a contractor such as my father. I asked him, how much would you charge to build this home? Easily 650. Easily 650. And here's the thing, and that's with practically no waste, because obviously they throw in waste there and stuff. But I'm doing all the electrical. I'm doing all the plumbing. I'm doing basically the only thing I'm not doing because it's cheaper for me to have it done, or rather, is the I'd rather have the septic done by professionals. Um, it's a simple matter to, but you know what? For the $6,000 that they're going to charge me for a monstrous tank, the tank itself costs 3,500, and then you got the drainage field cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cost me about, basically it's going to run me an extra $1,000 to have him take care of all that work. That's a steal. So, but I am doing all the plumbing because when you talk about plumbing, you talk about electrical specifically, you talk about in the electrical, I'm saving somewhere in the neighborhood. Plumbing, I'm saving somewhere in the neighborhood of 55,000
Gee.
in labor.
Mm-hmm.
In electrical, I'm probably talking somewhere around the same range, maybe 40,000 in electrical. Construction costs, I'm looking at 180,000. And roofing, another 12,000 if I do the roof myself. I'm considering it, you know. So all these things add up, folks. All these things add up. So anyway, so like I said, Javi Unboxed will be, you know, probably doing a little bit of I don't know what I'll be doing, but it's me unboxed, so that's the whole point. Eventually, after the shop is built, I will be coming back to the woodworking. But until then, for the next 2 or 3 years, it'll be, or I don't know how long it'll be. I expect to break ground by the end of the year, and I it could take a year, it could take two, because the after the house is built, I got the driveway, I got the pool, so there's other projects and stuff. So, but either way, probably in 2.5 years' time, I'll be solid woodworking. But up until then, I'll be mostly constructing. By the end of the year, like I said, in 2022 and 2023, this will become a construction channel,
Hitch
but
says,
an interesting one.
Hitch said, Javi, you don't want to be the richest man in the graveyard, so you remember you can't do all this stuff you used to could do. You're getting older now.
This is true. This is true. And that's, it's funny you say that because, and I'll leave with this. Oh, by the way, folks, in about 45 minutes is the retro show. And tonight's show with Al and myself, and obviously Russ is invited, except he never stays up that late, is Star Wars versus Star Trek. No
It's gonna be a good
contest.
show.
Yep. Should be a good show. And then, so I'll leave with this. Last night, one of the reasons that I couldn't sleep last night was because of the my back being sore. But I think I know myself pretty well, and I analyze and I overthink things a lot. And one of the things that led me not to sleep is because my mind was racing, as sometimes it often does in the middle of the night. And the only thing I could think of is I was worried that if something, well, not as simple, it was very, very brutal, but the work that I did on the bamboo, if that took me out of commission for a week because of my back, what is block work gonna do?
Concrete block, baby.
Because I everything else, the electrical, take my time. Drywall, I mean, it's tiring, but oh my god, that's it's a cakewalk for me. Plaster, same thing. All that stuff. But the block work, I'm going to have to. I'm gonna. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I am gonna get. a block handle, a thing that lifts up blocks, and I got to come up with something. I got to come up with something because I want something to. Maybe I'll have a robot that goes lifts it up by the middle. I can put the mud on it and it'll and place it down. Be nice. I know there's a called Sam, I believe it is. It's an autonomous robot that laid blocks for a house, and it's pretty darn cool. I mean, this is This is a huge apparatus, and it does it in a controlled environment. But that'd be neat if they had something like that. Hey,
But if
come over
anybody
here.
can come up with something, Javi can do it.
Yep, yep. Sounds good. So, folks, have a wonderful week, and see you all next week. Same
Good
time,
night,
same
everybody.
channel. Night, all.